I think social media is the number one cause for depression. Listen, if you're living a normal life and you scroll Instagram, you're gonna end up depressed. You're gonna see me with my Bugatti, you're gonna see some bitch on a boat, some other dude in Maldives, and you're gonna think, fuck my life. Social media is the reason everyone's unhappy and depressed. It really does depress people, but on top of that, it is the biggest opportunity in the world. You need to be producing for social media, not consuming. It can either ruin your life or it can make your
You know, before all this meta and AI and social media and artificial intelligence, even though artificial intelligence has been around, it's just been advanced. But before all of that, we lived in a world where human interaction was more natural. Human interaction was more pure. Just the everyday lives of people and their comings and goings, it was more pure. I'm not saying that you didn't have, certain bits of uneasiness or certain bits of people who wanted to keep to themselves or what have you. But you can tell and you can see and sense the purity just within society. Obviously, we have deception in the world. We've been having it for eons. But I'm just talking about a certain level of uneasiness that you didn't see before social media. People are more uneasy around each other because they're more consumed by their phone and everything that comes with it. And social media, has a lot to do with that. Social media plays a large part in that. A lot of people are glued to their phones because they live in this metaverse. It's almost like a transport, or like you put on like virtual reality glasses and you go into a different world. That's social media because people are really, really attached to it to the point where it's almost like they can't even interact naturally with human beings like anymore. Like when you see the comparison as far as before the world and the world now, it's so glaring when it comes to the difference. Like in juxtaposition, it's almost like two different worlds. That's why when it comes to social media and social engineering, it played a large part in, changing and enforcing this new world order that we're living in right now. Even though it's been in play after the Twin Towers, but it's more at its heights. And I talk about this all the time. Like 2011, 2020, 2001, those are years that represent a shift. It represents rebirth. That's why you have the number 11 within those years in regards to the numerological bent. If you know how to communicate and understand these languages and you know what they're communicating to you. 2020 was a year of rebirth as well. And this is why, it's been magnified and it's been extended and exaggerated in regards to social media and just this meta world. You know what I mean? This AI world is taking on a life of its own to the point where people can't even interact the way they used to. And I'm not saying that you don't have it. Of course, you have bits and pieces of real, natural human interaction, but it's not the way it used to be. A lot of people, they find like a safe haven in their phone. It's like, okay, I don't want to talk to this person in person. I don't want to feel like I have to be awkward, so let me just get in my phone. It's like a scapegoat for people where they get into their phone because they don't want this awkward dynamic to play out. They don't want to feel uneasy around someone. And a lot of these young kids, these YNs, they're not raised properly. They don't even know how to talk to people. Like you can't even have a real conversation with the average person the way you used to, especially with these young kids. Because they're brought up in this social media world. Like if you was born in 07, 06, 04 and whatnot, like you have no idea. You really don't have an understanding of how things was and how pure it was when it comes to human interaction and just the authenticity of life. I'm not saying that you didn't have lies and things like that going on in this world, obviously, but I'm just talking about when it comes to interaction, when it comes to society. It wasn't artificial and superficial the way it is now. And they've gone to great lengths to push these things and make it that way. You know what I mean? But these young kids, they don't have an understanding of real human interaction, knowing how to have a real conversation with somebody. Like when you talk to these people, they don't even want to look you in your eyes, especially these young kids, because they're not taught these basic things. They're not taught these things. So you see them and they talk in a certain way where you can tell they don't know how to articulate themselves. They don't know how to speak. And part of that is due to the phone. The phone is like a meta space. It's like a safe haven for these people. Not just YNs, but everybody. This is why it's important for us to embrace nature, to embrace the Most High, and to embrace these things that's intangible as well as tangible, because you have tangible things that's outside of this metaverse. But we live in this metaverse where everything is so superficial and fake and inauthentic. And it's so easy for people to get caught up in this rabbit hole and this meta world. And everything revolved around it. Social media has played a great part in that when it comes to just the reconfiguration of things in this world, when it comes to how we see it, when it comes to what we uphold, and insecurity. Insecurity is at its heights. It lets you know like the average level of insecurity with people when you see these type of dynamics on social media where, I mean, of course, you see these people who like to filter themselves up and look totally different than what they really are. And it just speaks to the level of insecurity within people. And I mean, we already know that that's more adjacent to the woman. That's why the woman loves social media so much, because it feeds her delusional reality, even though it's almost like a paradox with that, but it feeds that. It feeds the superficial aspect of the woman, which is strong. Like the woman upholds things that's based in the exterior, and social media is great for that. But at the same time, just like what Mr. Tate said, I think his name's Andrew Tate. Yeah, Andrew Tate. He had said that you produce from social media, you don't consume it. And that's what people are doing. They're consuming these things and they're being consumed by it. You take something from it and you put it out just in regards to the production. You don't let it consume you. You don't let it make you. Because these people, they find their identity through their phone, through social media. You're going to just go down a rabbit hole with that one. It's going to be a bad rabbit hole, because you're going to be engulfed in this false reality for the most part. That's why it's important to understand how to put things in proper perspective when it comes to this world that we live in, when it comes to this existential, dynamic. Because it's all about being real. It's all about, being pure, and being secure with yourself. I know some of the brothers that listen, they understand this. And I know some of them that have said, you know what, I'm good on social media. I'm about to get off of Instagram. I'm deleting this, or I'm deleting Facebook, or what have you. Because it's too much of a falsehood on there. It's too much of a virtual, alternative reality,
Like 2003. Like, you can still call the people you care about if it's a real emergency, but no one's glued to their phone.
Yeah.
No one's scrolling social media. No one's trying to take an Instagram picture. Everyone's just at the crappy party, enjoying the crappy party. Like, if you go to Dubai and you look around the bar, half the people aren't having fun. They're just purely trying to get Insta stories to look like they're having fun. So it's pure like, ha, 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 ha. Okay, so I think that a lot of people now are doing things not because they enjoy them, because other people will think they're having fun. Right. If you go on a really fun night out, you don't take your phone out. So when I see someone who went on a night out and took 20 stories dancing and laughing and having a great time, I know they're bored.
Yeah, they're not in the moment.
Do you know what I mean? Because if you really have a great night out, you don't take any stories and you forget to check your phone. Social media has completely and utterly changed the world. I thought that would have been the best time to be alive. Like 2003. Like, you can still call the people you care about if it's a real emergency, but no one's glued to their phone.
Yeah.
No one's scrolling social media. No one's trying to take an Instagram picture. Everyone's just at the crappy party, enjoying the crappy party. Like, if you go to Dubai and you look around the bar, half the people aren't having fun. They're just purely trying to get Insta stories to look like they're having fun. So it's pure like, ha, 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 ha. Okay, so I think that a lot of people now are doing things not because they enjoy them, because other people will think they're having fun. Right. If you go on a really fun night out, you don't take your phone out. So when I see someone who went on a night out and took 20 stories dancing and laughing and having a great time, I know they're bored.
Yeah, they're not in the moment.
Do you know what I mean? Because if you really have a great night out, you don't take any stories and you forget to check your phone. Social media has completely and utterly changed the world.
What are you doing?
Watching the sun.
Yeah? Why are you watching the sun?
I've always wondered why people say we shouldn't stare at this powerful source of energy. It made me curious.
What if you go blind?
I never heard of anyone going blind from staring at the sun.
Guess you got a point there. Have you seen anything yet?
Many things.
Like what?
See for yourself. You should turn off the phone.